Before Europe built its first cities, Aksum thrived. Located in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, it became a hub of trade, religion, and culture. Imagine ships sailing the Red Sea, carrying ivory, gold, and exotic animals to distant lands. Did you know an African empire minted its own coin centuries before many European kingdoms? Archaeologists discovered coins from Aksum dating back to the 3rd century CE, inscribed with Greek letters, proof of international trade and economic sophistication. At the end of this video, we will show you how Aksum's ancient wealth shaped Africa's trade and power for centuries. Keep watching and smash that subscribe button to support our work and never miss a story like this. The Aksum Empire was located in the highlands of what is now northern Ethiopia and Eritrea, a region rich in fertile land, natural resources, and strategic access to trade routes. Its location was no accident. By sitting at the crossroads between Africa, Arabia, and India, Aksum became a natural hub for commerce, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. Trade routes crisscrossed deserts, followed rivers, and passed through Red Sea ports, connecting Aksum to distant lands. From these ports, ivory, gold, and exotic animals were shipped to the Mediterranean world, while spices, textiles, and other luxury goods flowed back into the empire. Aksum's rulers understood the value of controlling these trade routes. They didn't just rely on armies, they invested in diplomacy, alliances, and infrastructure to ensure goods passed through their cities. The capital city of Aksum itself became a bustling center of culture, administration, and trade. Markets overflowed with exotic goods, artisans crafted gold jewelry and carved obelisks, and scholars recorded the empire's laws and religion. Aksum's wealth came not just from its land, but from its mastery of trade. Caravans carried ivory, gold, and exotic animals across the deserts, while ships sailed the Red Sea to Arabia, India, and beyond. Aksumite merchants were skilled negotiators, controlling the flow of goods and ensuring the empire collected taxes and tributes from traders passing through. Gold coins minted by the kings circulated far beyond Aksum, reaching distant markets and signaling the empire's power. Can you imagine coins from a single African kingdom being used in trade all the way across the Red Sea centuries ago? How powerful must Aksum have been? Religion played a central role in Aksumite society. The empire embraced Christianity around the 4th century, long before many European nations adopted it. Churches and cathedrals were built from stone, some still standing today, showing incredible architectural skill. Obelisks, carved from single blocks of stone, served both religious and commemorative purposes, honoring kings and connecting the people to their gods. Artisans produced intricately designed jewelry, pottery, and carvings, blending local traditions with influences brought by traders from Arabia and India. Aksum was not just rich in gold, it was rich in ideas, faith, and cultural expression. Aksum's kings wielded immense power, both politically and economically. They controlled trade routes, collected tribute, and maintained armies that protected their borders and trade interests. The empire's influence extended across the Red Sea into Arabia, establishing diplomatic ties with distant lands. Their power was not absolute rule alone, it was a system of governance that combined wealth, religion, and strategic trade management. Even today, the legacy of Aksum's political and economic structures can be traced in the region's history. How do you think controlling trade routes hundreds of years ago compares to controlling modern resources like oil and gold today? The city of Aksum was a marvel of engineering. Massive stone obelisks, some over 20 meters tall, were carved from single blocks of granite and erected with incredible precision. These monuments marked royal graves, celebrated victories, and served as symbols of power and religious devotion. Stone palaces, reservoirs, and terraces show that Aksumites excelled not just in art, but in urban planning and water management. Even today, visitors are amazed at how a civilization so ancient could achieve such engineering feats without modern tools. Aksum's influence stretched far beyond Africa. Trade brought Aksum into contact with the Roman Empire, India, and the Arabian Peninsula. Merchants exported ivory, gold, and exotic animals while importing spices, textiles, and luxury goods. The empire also played a role in diplomacy, exchanging gifts and envoys with distant powers. Aksum was not isolated, it was a global player centuries before globalization existed. Can you imagine a kingdom in Africa having diplomatic ties with Rome long before Europe knew Africa's wealth existed? Like many great empires, Aksum eventually declined. Shifts in trade routes, climate changes, and internal strife gradually weakened its power. Yet its legacy endured. Christianity remained a central faith in Ethiopia. Monumental architecture inspired generations, and trade knowledge persisted in the region. Aksum proved that African civilizations were advanced, influential, and deeply interconnected with the world. Its story is a reminder that wealth and power in Africa were never accidental, they were built, managed, and shared on a global scale. Aksum's economy was sophisticated and well-organized. Merchants, artisans, and farmers all contributed to the wealth of the empire. Gold coins, known as Aksumite dinars, were minted and circulated, facilitating trade across the Red Sea and beyond. Ivory, frankincense, and exotic animals were exported, while imported goods brought new technologies, ideas, and fashions. The empire collected taxes and tributes efficiently, ensuring that wealth supported both the rulers and infrastructure. Even centuries later, historians marvel at how a kingdom so old maintained such a complex economic system. Religion shaped every aspect of Aksumite life. By the 4th century, the empire adopted Christianity under King Ezana, making it one of the earliest Christian states in the world. Churches were built, Christian symbols appeared on coins, and faith guided laws and governance. Yet Aksum remained tolerant of local traditions, blending ancestral beliefs with the new faith. Its culture influenced neighboring regions, leaving lasting marks on art, architecture, and literacy. How did a kingdom so powerful influence religion, culture, and trade long before Europe claimed global dominance? Aksum teaches us that Africa's history is full of innovation, wealth, and global impact. Its architecture, trade networks, and religion show that African civilizations were never isolated, they were deeply connected with the world. Yet despite this, much of the world forgets their contributions. Understanding Aksum reminds us that Africa was a hub of commerce, culture, and diplomacy centuries before colonization. History never disappears, it waits to be remembered. By studying Aksum, we see how vision, organization, and trade created a civilization that shaped Africa and influenced the wider world. Thanks for joining us on the story of the Aksum Empire. If you enjoyed this journey through Africa's forgotten history, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. Comment below which part of Aksum's legacy surprised you the most. Your thoughts could be featured in our next video.